Hi, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing my closeout budget for January of 2026. I didn't put my weekly check in because I just didn't edit it to post it on the channel. I have been busy studying for my in class, so I really don't have time to edit videos. So hopefully I edit this video for you to see what I have been doing for January for my budget. So I got a new calculator that have an on and off button just because the other one just didn't have an off button and the battery was dying. I don't have money to keep replacing battery as often. So I got this one sooner, like a couple dollars more than the previous one. And this is my saving challenge envelope. I haven't filled anything out in here except for that one $38. So we're gonna do a refilling of that in here. And this is the wallet. I used this wallet last year, so it's not new, but I'm using it again because it's just a little bit dirty, but it's not rip out. So I'm just going to reuse it because I'm that kind of person. So I emptied my wallet earlier. This is all my receipts that I had in here. I took it out and I wrote everything down. But when you look at my wallets for my grocery, this is my grocery for the first week. And then these two was the second week and the third week. I didn't really do any grocery for the fourth week because we had a snow in Texas and we just ate stuff we have in the freezer. But basically my wallet is all cleaned out from all my receipts and I wrote everything on the paper that I need to and I transferred them up here. So we're going to focus on this so you can see what I've done the last couple of weeks. And then we're going to close my budget out to see where I am at the end of January. So at the beginning of January, this right here, the $5,361.26 is the money I have in my savings I was using to pay my bills since I'm not working as much. And then up here, I put my income or money I was expecting to come in. So the first money I was expecting to come in was my child support. I was expecting to get $1,400. At the end of January, I got $1,597. So I got extra, which is great. And then I basically canceled that out because I had child support one, and I just took that money and added to get my total. So I really don't need this right here. Because he usually pay by payment, usually pay the full amount. So I was gonna do that, but then I just add it all up at the end of that month. So that's what the total is right here. Is what I got for the end of January was $1,597. And then for my check, my first check, I got $268.14. And then my second check, I got $626.45. So this is my total income that I got for the month of January. So I'm just gonna add that up right now. Okay, so I have 97 plus 268.14 plus 626.45. So my total income for January was $2,491.54. Okay, so I'm gonna write down. I don't have a space, so I'm gonna write down on the bottom here. So that was $2,491.59. Okay, let me get a Sharpie. I should have a Sharpie in here somewhere. Okay. So I'm just gonna Sharpie that so we can see this is the total amount of income. Oh, that bleed through. This is a horrible pen. I thought the Sharpie didn't bleed through, but that bleed through. You saw that? Okay. So my total income for January was $2,491.54. So now I'm gonna add up all my total. Throughout the week, what I did was came through here for my week 1, 2, 3, and 4 was write out bills and things that came out of my budget. So for my week 1, my rent came out. And then I think I did a video for that. But for my week 2, my electricity $180.63. My fuel for gas was $39.52. So what I decided to do, I'm not sure if I posted that video for my week 1 or not, but what I decided to do for my fuel, I budgeted $450 in there for my fuel for my daughter's car and my car. My plan is every time under $100, that extra money is going to go into my saving challenge. So it's going to be this little envelope right here, the saving challenge envelope. So that's where I'm going to be getting that money from. And the first week, I my fuel was $62.37. So I put $38 into my cash saving envelope. The second week for my fuel was $39.52. So that was $60 left over. I haven't put that in my cash envelope, so I'm going to do that today. And then for my third week, I didn't buy any gas. For right here, the gas was just my car. My daughter didn't get any car for her gas. And then the fourth week, we've spent $80.58. So my third week money, I'm not gonna use that for my cash envelope because I spent a lot of money to repair my car. I spent $1,543 for here. So I am going to put that money back into my budget for my thousand, and then a couple of weeks, the second and fourth week, whatever's left over, I'm gonna put that in my cash envelope. For my water, it was $65.20. And then for my Apple Pay, I budgeted $10 here, but I forgot I got my iPad through the Apple Store for loan because in the middle of my nursing school year, my iPad broke and I had to get a new one. So that payment was $79 plus my $10 for my Apple storage. So that came to $89.90. And then my phone was the first week. I didn't have anything on here. For internet, my first week. And then for my food, the first week was $181.88. The second week was $244.99. The third week was $299.75. The fourth week, I didn't go shopping because we had the snow in. And I have been trying to use my pantry with the food I have. So basically, all we ate the fourth week. I didn't go crazy shopping like people was doing and things like that. It was uncalled for. I didn't need it. So I didn't do any shopping for my fourth week for grocery, and we just ate food for the pantry. And I did not realize how much dry goods I have. I have so many beans. I have so many rice. Like I literally made a huge pot of chili and cornbread when we had the snow in. I also made some jollof rice, and then I made some spaghetti and meatball. And that basically what I just had in the fridge, and my kids just ate that. And I also made, well, I didn't make it, but my 10-year-old son, he made a large batch of hot cocoa, and it was a lot of hot cocoa. So they just kept warming that up. It was dry mix. They kept like having hot cocoa throughout the week, and I had some marshmallow, and it ran out. But then he actually made marshmallow also. So that just kept us throughout the whole week when we had that snow in. So I didn't go any kind of grocery shopping at all. And then for my therapy, I didn't do any therapy, so that was a zero amount all the way up here. Let me cross these out. And then for my prime was the $8 for the third week. And then family fund, we didn't do any kind of family fund at all. So I'm gonna move that money over to the next month. Okay, so then that's just the saving challenge up here. The circle just me is money I'm taking out of something else. So it's not, I'm not gonna add it when I'm doing my total on here. And then I forgot to pull my natural gas. I use natural gas for my heater and my cooking stove. And that came out to be $217.03, which makes sense because I use it for heating and it has been cold in Texas. And I'm from Africa, so my heater is up at 80 degrees all the time. And then my car repair, my car broke down. I have a 2008 Chevy Suburban, and I had tire issue. And then I had some, I don't know, I thought it was something else, but then I took it to the shop and it was way worse than I thought it was. So the total came to 1543. So that was in the second week of my month. So I had to pay that out. And then Abigail needed art supply. She needed those large 2x3 canvas for her art project. So that was $27.59 for the fourth week. And then up here, Sunny, I needed to get him new glasses again. It seems I'm buying glasses for him every week. And after the insurance took out, since it was a new year, I only had to pay $20. And then I found out today Madison is missing all her three glasses that I got for her. So I'm gonna have to buy her new glasses because my kids are literally blind and they keep losing their glasses. And then I get notes from the school that they can't see. Now in public school, I can't say, well, I'm not gonna buy you glasses. You just have to wait for 3 months, whatever, because I keep getting notes. So I have to keep putting money into glasses. So this is what it is. So I'm gonna go and add up what I spent for the second week, third week, fourth week, and then I'm gonna add my total up, and then I'm gonna subtract my total from my income and see if I'm used any of that money. Hopefully that makes sense. So the first week I spent $1,679.25. The second week I spent $2,305.7. The third week I spent $462.85, and the fourth week I spent $108.17. So the total amount that I spent for January was $4,555.44. I'm going to add up the money that I already had in the account plus the money that came in January, and then I'm going to subtract my amount that I spent. So for my total amount, I have $5,361.26 plus $2,491.59. So the total amount I have, income amount, is $7,852.85. Okay, so I'm gonna use this area right here. Money have, so it's gonna be 7,852.85. Okay, and then the money that I'm taking out is gonna be minus 4,555 minus 44. Okay, so we're gonna take that from 4,555 minus 44. So the total amount I have left for January is gonna be $3,297.41. Okay. So, and I included what I'm going to put in my saving challenge in there. This is what I have to work with for February. Without an income, I'm not going to get any check from my job because I didn't work the last 2 weeks of January. And then I'm not going to work the first week of February. So I'm not planning on having income from that. And if I don't have any child support, I try to plan without having child support, just because I don't want to depend on that. If I don't have child support, this is what I have to work with, will be $3,297. And if I take that $1,500 from the $4,555, I should only need $3,012 for my bill for the month of February. But I am concerned about my food budget, just because I budgeted $950 for food, and I felt that was on the lower end. But for January, I used a lot of the things I have at home, so I didn't spend a lot of money on grocery shopping. So that came to $726.62. So if I continue doing that, hopefully February it can stay on the $726.62. My second concern is my natural gas. The total for January was $217, but we had colder days at the end of January, and that's going to be my February bill. So I'm a little bit concerned that it's going to be higher than $217. But my backup plan is to use my credit card if I need to. So now the money that I took for my saving challenge, the $60 in here, I didn't take anything out of the third and the fourth weeks just because I want to have that extra money in there for February. So I'm only going to be filling my cash envelope for my $60. And what I have done, because I didn't have cash on me the first time I did this, was to use my kids' fake money into my cash envelope, and then I created a saving account with Capital One to be able to put that money into the saving account until I'm able to get cash. My debit card is missing because my kids is playing with it, so I don't have a way to go to the bank to get cash out of it. This is the account I opened on Capital One. As you can see, the last time I did that was $38 that I put in there, and so that's what's in the saving challenge. So now I'm going to transfer the $60 in there for that. So now that is what I have in my safety challenge. That is $98.07. I don't know where that 7 cents came from. Where did that 7 cents came from? So now I am going to go and take that $60 and fill my cash envelope, and I'm going to be using fake money from my kids So these are the fake money I have to use, and it look really like kind of look good, but it have copy on there. So I'm gonna find $60. 2, 4, 24, 6. Let me do 210. I actually like doing this because I feel like I'm gonna get interest pay. So I'm gonna put that here. Okay, and then we're gonna get this. Gonna get an envelope. So let me see. What is this one? That's 55. Actually, we should have a $60 envelope, and I'll just fill that out. And then I don't have to worry about splitting it. Okay, so this is $60 envelope. So I'm gonna put this 2 10s and get a 20. So this is 2, 4, 6. Okay. So I'm gonna put that in here. Okay. Put that in there, and gonna put this back in here. Woo, 60 right here. This in here. I'm gonna find the 60, and I'm going to highlight it. I don't know where I put my blue highlighter at. So I'm gonna highlight it to let us know that we have filled that envelope up. Gonna put it back in here. And that is that for that. So thank you so much for sticking around watching the video. If you have any comment or tips for me, please put it down below in a comment and I'll read that. Thank you again and have a blessed day. Bye.